Welcome back to more fun and exciting journeys to the codes of the universe. Today we're going to be talking about the 28-day sequence. 28-day sequence of events. Yes, certain sequence of events in a particular order. This is one of the more later versions of the graphic. Originally it didn't have that lens flare in the middle. But yeah, one of the first graphics I made way back when I was just starting out in my time wizardry classes. Yep. Just starting out. Just with the geometries there, you can see the seed of life in each of these positions. So there's four. There's four of those. And each of those is 7 days. So, certain things you can do with these sorts of geometries that you just can't do with Gregorian. For instance, you can't do things like this. Yeah, you can't have geometric precision. Okay. A lot of the information I share comes from traditions that had pyramids, or at least had pyramids way back in their the roots of their traditions. Again, another symbol which has been messed around with. I've spoken about that before. Generally what I talk about is if you build a pyramid on shaky foundations, it's going to collapse. It's what I've said before about demonizing the base of the pyramid as well. It's not actually very intelligent, because the base of the pyramid is actually what holds up the pyramid. The top of the pyramid wouldn't exist if it wasn't for the base of the pyramid. Now that is just some extremely basic precepts. Okay? Basic. Well, this is one of the first graphics I ever made. I call this the 28-day elixir. And today in the cosmic code sequence, we are now on day 30, and it's card 43, solar 4, and I call this also the geometric month. 7777. Elixir of 28. The 28-day period is a geometric measure in time. Go to Luna 3. Well, I think actually this time I actually will go to Luna 3, because this is why this book is like this, so you can do that really quickly. Okay? That's Luna 3. And Luna 3 gives us the mathematical scientific basis for this 28-day sequence, which is that it's the average. The average. Whole day geometric average. Mentioned before in other videos, what I look for in my research are averages of averages of averages of averages, so that you can then find better calculations for how it fluctuates, which is then the organic aspect. Geometric and organic. Well, this is the foundations 4 perfect weeks of 7 days each go to Earth 7. Right, okay, so there's more cards to look at. Okay, Earth 7, that's way back. Way back. Okay, remember this one? Earth 7. Okay. So that's Earth 7. They're both relative. Within an actual Earth here, there are 13 times 28. Go to Earth 13 and Lunar 13. Wow, so much connects together. There's Earth 13, if you remember this one. And here is Lunar 13. Here. Ooh, look. The turtle's very deep in the ocean. You can hardly see the turtle. Obviously, I need to brighten up the turtle. This is the draft edition. This is why you print draft editions. It's the bringing together of the elements. Earth, lunar, and solar. These are the 3 we've covered so far. We're now in the solar codes, which is the Merkaba. Oh, what would happen if I would go like that? Yeah, would that work? Like this? Yeah, wow. Wow. Yeah, it's fun, you know, all these geometries, they all fit together quite amazingly even, you know. Bringing together of the elements. This is to create the elixir of life, preparing the ground for the next level or alchemy stage, which is the next sequence. We haven't got to that one yet. There would be no atmosphere or air without the previous 3. Yes, that's right. I'm going to go into more details about that in the alchemy stage. But if there wasn't a planet and there wasn't a moon, and the planet wasn't at a particular distance from the sun, and the sun wasn't a particular kind of sun, would there be life? Would there be a breathable atmosphere? Along with many other different aspects that need to be covered. Again, pretty basic. So the air then is the next stage, but represents the alchemy of heat, you know, heat and gravity and the oceans and the solid earth, all interacting. Yeah. The 4 perfect weeks process is a 28-day quest to understand the Philosopher's Stone. I think we may have suddenly jumped into a parallel universe. So I'm over here in this parallel universe, and everything seems to add up really well. It's based off of our ancestors' wisdom. It's been around for thousands of years. But at the moment, it's feeling very like a parallel universe, like it's I'm in a fantasy realm or something. Yeah, I must be delusional. That's why I have fun with fluffy toys, to make humour out of what I'm doing. Hey! Hey! Look! Obi-Wan. And how is giving him some help. It's giving him a backy. See? Teamwork. Teamwork's very helpful. It's pretty much the basis of humanity, really. If you have my first book, you can go to page 17, or the links are online for that. You'll find this page. And this page gives you all the dates, you know, so you can translate the Gregorian nonsense into some sort of, you know, semblance of order, which is based off of nature. So, do I own any of this? Is this my information? No, for the record again, if anybody else was to do the same investigation, they'd find the same answers. Yeah, so I'm, like a lot of our ancestors, looking for what nature is saying. Yeah. What's nature communicating to? Well, today comes with a challenge as well. Yeah. So many times I've been asked, what is the practical use? What's the practical use? Staggering. Now we reach the point of no return. Will you accept the 28-day challenge for this cause of peace? Is life not already complicated enough? Every day is a unique day. Perhaps some geometric codes of nature could help us evolve as a species together as a planet. Do you fear the number 13? One of the numbers in the organic Fibonacci sequence, spiral of life? Really? Why is that? Are you just living according to your programming of 12-based divide and rule? As we were programmed, then perhaps making a conscious choice to live and honor the elements instead would help. Here's the challenge. What is the minimum you could live on in 28 days? How many cups of water? How many meals and how much variety of food? How many times do you need to put the heater on or light a fire? How many showers or baths? How many walks for fresh air in nature? How many sunsets? Or better yet, sunrises? Can you think of another elemental example to add to the list? If you don't know the answers to these questions, how can you say you know what the word value means? Just going to drink some more water. Now, scientifically speaking, we can't live without water. That's a fact. Okay? That's a fact. Feel free to, challenge it. Go ahead, you go and do that. I'm going to keep drinking water. Okay? Now, can we say live without the news? Like, if we stop watching it, does that mean we keel over and die? No, that's not a fact, is it? We don't keel over and die. All that happens is we stop listening to other people's opinions. Yeah. So there's these two parts to our world. There's a part of our world where we depend on it to live, and there's another part which is just, yeah, shock, shock, horror, horror, shock, shock. Yep. Yep. And it all goes back down to those elements, because why would we have the news if these elements were honoured around the world? Yeah. Would people be fighting? No. Why would they be fighting if we honour the elements? You know, going back to the water. Can't live without it. There's lots of things in the world we can live without, actually. If it comes down to it. Yeah. Completely. Yeah. And that is how this world is. Because where is it invested? Vested interest? Where is it? Yeah, it's all in the opinions. Yes. All these different versions of opinions. So many different versions. Which one of them honours the elements? Is there one? Actually? Well, that's the challenge. It's a good challenge to do. To see how little you can consume and survive. It's obviously a choice, though. But to discover the alchemical elixir, you need to practice these sorts of things. Yes. If you want to accept the challenge, you can. You don't have to accept the challenge. Yes, I have done these sorts of experiments in the past. Yes. It very much is part of the fabric of my life. Yeah. The difference between civilization and colonization. The difference of life and death. So what could be the practical use then? Well, we could understand as a planet what is the basic essentials. So that could be the purpose of our society, is to make sure those elements are honoured. Okay? Because everything else is just really, it's just entertainment. Once those elements are honoured, while the elements aren't honoured, then everybody obsesses about the entertainment and turns it into a real, shock, shock, horror, But yeah, I'm in some parallel reality, you know. I'm delusional because my maths adds up. Yeah, delusional. I think I might need a bit of therapy, so I'm going to put on the therapeutic clock again. So. It needs to be occasionally adjusted. Rediscovering the ancient wisdom of our ancestors, after it's been lost for thousands of years, is now uncharted territory. This is a path of gnosis. It can only be understood through you experiencing it for yourself. It's about aligning with nature and realizing the planet that we live on, rather than forcing it to be something we think it is. Actually looking at what it is, what it really is, and then learning from nature. Learning from nature what nature has to say. Multiple levels. It's a science. Yeah, it's a science. It's not a flat, it's not a flat earth theory. No. It's a multidimensional science. And this is a point of no return. Because You know, it's all very well reading, you know, and making calculations and all the rest of it until there's a practical use. Right. Okay. Yeah. Whatever we choose to follow, that's our choice. Up until this point, hasn't been much choice, really, when you think about it. Really, there's been moments, but now it's a choice. It's an actual choice again. Yep. Nature. I personally think nature rules, actually. I'm going to provide more evidence and to provide extra details of all that proof. The further we go, I've already provided a fair bit of proof already, actually. Yeah. One, two, three, four. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's in music as well, you know, like 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the basis of any sort of musical composition. Obviously, there's alternative timing, but the standard is 4 beats. Same way, this is celestial music. Yeah, this is the music of nature. That's the point. One, two, three, four. One, two, three, four. One, two, three, four. Basics of music. Not any sort of tune called anything other than just expressing music. What came out in the moment. What happened. But without some sort of background, geometric 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. See, that's why a drummer is so important in a band, you know? If you've ever been in a band, you got a good drummer, sorted, really. Yeah, sorted. And then you lose your amazing drummer. Wow, yeah, you're pretty much done for, really. perfectly honest. And it's the same with this. Okay? Nature's music. Okay? Nature's music. Argue against nature's music. Feel free. 13's a natural number. It's a prime number, actually. Yeah. To prime something, yeah. Very important, actually. Yeah. So there we go. That is basically where we're at. Last call. Last call. Tomorrow, bang, 0 point. Yeah. Yes, a special presentation because they don't Arcana 0. Arcana 0 usually associated with a fool. Yeah. In the previous video series, I showed that 22 is really the fools and the jokers. Fools and the jokers, and I'll cover that in a later episode. But what's 0? What's 0 point? So that's tomorrow. So it's good to have the geometric constant, because then you can play all kind of melodies. Obviously, you speed up, slow down, and there are obviously other timings. But the 4/4, the 4-based beat, is the standard. In music, it's the standard. In accountancy and debt-based civilization, no. Even though it's the common law month, 28 days, this planetary civilization doesn't follow the law, does it? No, it doesn't. So, nature's music, one of the first ones. I mean, if it hadn't been for this graphic, this one was a huge inspiration to me. The rest of all this work, maybe, wouldn't have existed. So, something to contemplate. Your path of gnosis is your path of gnosis. You discovering the Philosopher's Stone for yourself is your discovery of the Philosopher's Stone, of how you understand reality, essentially. That's up to you. You have to figure that out for yourself, because that's what a path of gnosis is. It's not something that can be dictated to you, to force you to kind of be programmed a particular way. Yeah. So it's what nature's saying. It's not what I'm saying. I'm just giving it art. There's many ways it could be expressed artistically. But the maths, again, well, argue with nature. Go on then, argue with nature. Yeah, that pretty much covers that episode. See you tomorrow.